Hi, someone wants to say hello. So this is actually the 5th video, I believe, that I've made about this topic over the last few years. It has now been 3 years. Maybe I should have checked because I don't really remember. I think it's been 3 years, I want to say, since I've had my double jaw surgery, which is really crazy to me. The reason I'm making this video, which by the way, if you've already heard this and you've watched my other videos, feel free to click out of this or watch another video. But this is more catered towards those that are searching up these type of videos, because it would surprise you how many people reach out to me. I assumed it would help people, but I didn't really realize how much it would, because I still get DMs and emails from people like all around the world asking about my surgery and just questions about it. And it's really cool to be able to help out, because I remember when I was going through all that, it was so important for me to, read people's stories and watch people's videos and experiences. It just really helped ease my nervousness pre-surgery. So I want to really make this video just to document, and honestly, probably this will be the last time I talk about this. But yeah, I just wanted an updated 3 years post-op, frequently asked questions, and I want to start from the beginning because I didn't realize how much work went into my mouth, if that makes sense. It was a lot, and I'm just going to try to give you guys the Cliff Notes version because we know that I ramble. My teeth were a big insecurity of mine. Naturally, if you see me talking, like you can't really see my upper teeth when I talk. You can mostly see my lower teeth, kind of like my dad has that same thing. When I talk, all you see is really this. My bottom teeth were pretty straight. My upper teeth were pretty crooked. I had a gap right here. Basically, I was missing a upper right tooth. So I desperately wanted braces. I wanted to have a nice smile. I just, used to cover my mouth when I'd laugh. We would go to different consultations. I went to with about 5 different orthodontists, and I even went to one in Mexicali, so in Mexico. All of them told us the same thing. They said, you have an underbite, and it's going to develop as you get older. And if you get braces, your underbite will get more prominent. It'll stick out more. It'll be a bigger issue when you get braces. Therefore, you need a plan, a dental plan that basically, like, the end goal is to have surgery. You can't have braces unless you have surgery. Now, I used to get that question. My mom used to even say, like, why don't you just get your braces and not get surgery? And the reason why that's not an option is because when you have your braces, your teeth are shifting and they're moving around, and it's aligning everything. And it's basically like your bone, right? Your entire jaw is kind of like restructuring, if that makes sense. Like, everything's moving. So therefore, since I already had an underbite, although it wasn't really noticeable, even if don't go back to my videos, but if you go to like my first video 6-7 years ago, you couldn't really tell that much. So my underbite wasn't that severe. However, with braces, it was just going to stick out more. And I remember my orthodontist, when I went to my consultation as an adult, when I was ready to go, she's like, just be mindful that when you get your braces, your underbite is gonna get worse before it gets better. So just be mindful that it's gonna end up sticking out more. And that was true. I look at like videos and Snapchats from before my surgery, and I was like really like, it was out. So yeah, as I was saying, all the orthodontists were like, yeah, your son's gonna need braces. A surgery. So fast forward, I'm in my mid-20s. I finally was ready. Now, before actually getting braces, I had to get, how I was talking about having a gap right here, a missing tooth. Well, my upper right tooth was actually there. However, it was growing upward. I forgot the exact term for it, but basically I had a tooth. My right tooth was up here in my gum. I remember feeling my tooth, like I could feel it when I would touch my nose, like my skin. I could feel that tooth in my skin. That had to be extracted, as well as my wisdom teeth, I believe. So we got that extracted, taken care of, and then I got my braces. Now, my orthodontist, she gave me like options for 3 different oral surgeons that specialized in it. So she, because your orthodontist has to work with a surgeon for this plan. They have to kind of collaborate and work as a team for patients that are going to have an underbite surgery, overbite, double jaw like I did. So she gave me a list of 3. Now I want to mention this because I get questions about this all of the time with my insurance. My orthodontist told me, just be mindful. You have to have insurance for this surgery, which I didn't have at the time because I was self-employed. So she's like, you have to have your insurance because it's really expensive without insurance. This surgery is like at least $15,000 per jaw. So both jaws is easily minimum of like $35,000 for it. And I looked up and researched. I got an insurance plan. My insurance was Anthem Blue Cross. Did my research. My orthodontist was great. She said, make sure that the insurance you get will cover this surgery because a lot of insurances don't cover this surgery, even though it's medical. It's a medical procedure because you can have health issues and it can be an issue having an underbite like that. So she said, make sure they don't take it as a cosmetic procedure. And I actually got the insurance plan a few months before my surgery. So I had to have braces for 2 years before my surgery. So I didn't pay insurance. It was just a few months, cool, bet it was good to go. So I went to Stringer, I think right before the braces, right before I had the braces, I went to get a consultation with him. It was super quick, blah, blah, blah. They both communicated through email back and forth. I had to get x-rays from Stringer. There's a gardener out here. I forgot they're doing landscaping outside. Yeah, once I did my consultation with Stringer before the braces and my orthodontist, it was good to go. I got the braces and I didn't see my surgeon until it was almost time. Obviously, I did not pay $35,000 for my surgery. And they take off the braces, I feel like 4 months after your surgery or 3. So the swelling can go a little down. So yeah, I had my surgery with the braces. So yeah, it was surgery day. I remember I was really nervous. That I was mostly excited, which is really weird because now that I think about it, I think I was just ready to get it over with. I mean, it was a major surgery, right? They once again, they break both jaws, bring them together with titanium plates. So I had an underbite and my upper bite was also pushed back. So they had to basically align them so that my bite can be properly aligned. And I wonder if this is common with patients, but I had to have a splint on my upper palate for about 3 weeks, which honestly was the worst. It's basically a cast because I had my upper palate widened. And I also had a sliding genioplasty, which is a tiny little bone on my chin, because then it would look like I had no chin, because of the... What can I tell you about surgery day? This was a while back. I just remember being really excited, but still nervous the night before. Those 2 weeks leading up to the surgery, I was eating anything I wanted, everything I wanted, because I knew that I was going to lose weight and I knew that it was going to be difficult to eat post-surgery. So I indulged. My last meal before surgery was all-you-can-eat sushi, and I think I even had ice cream and I went all out. I had to wake up super early because it was an hour drive. And when I got to the hospital, it just all happened so fast. Just you have to change, you sign in, the anesthesiologist comes in, doctors come in, the surgeon comes in, and then they wheel me to the room. And then I just remember laying in that operating room, and it happened so fast. They wheeled me in and I just see all of these different surgeons and I'm like, oh shit, this is actually happening. And I kid you not, I think it was maybe 2 minutes that I was in there. I'm trying to just kind of gather my thoughts, and they're okay, they're talking to me nicely, hey, blah, 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 are you excited? Are you ready? I was yes, blah, blah, blah. They're all right, just think nice things, just breathe deep. They put the mask over my nose. They're you ready? Cool, blah, boom. I was out. I just remember waking up. I remember the first thing was I was able to breathe perfectly through both nostrils, which is wild because before my surgery, I couldn't breathe properly because my upper palate was pushing my nasal cavity a bit. So I was always a mouth breather. Again, I don't want to scare people, but I've heard stories of patients that wake up and the first thing they do is throw up. And that did not happen. I woke up it was fine. I just remember kind of obviously feeling a little bit loopy, but I look over and my mom's there, my brother's there. I forgot someone else was there, and I don't remember. I woke up with a board right next to me, because when you wake up, you can't really talk since they have bands shut. Like I had bands, which that's what I was scared about, because I'm like, you throw up, but your mouth is kind of like bandaged shut. So how the fuck is that gonna come out? I was like, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I remember just breathing properly, feeling good. I don't know if I want to get too much into, because I've already done videos on this, but yeah, I will say just the biggest advice I have for you is have someone stay with you. I don't know if you live by yourself, but you are mobile. Like you can do stuff when you're recovering, but the first 2 days are just the toughest in terms of like, you're just taking medication and you're just kind of a little bit drowsy, and yeah, you can still walk and do stuff. I needed that help, I guess, to like get me my medication every 3 hours or 4 hours. So just make sure you have someone there with you. I get asked how long was I able to work out. I believe I was able to work out again after 6 weeks. However, you have to start super slowly. Like I think my surgeon told me, obviously, you know, ask your surgeon, but he told me that I could start, but really slow. Like, you know, preferably not doing any weightlifting, maybe doing some slow, like walking, or like just if you're doing weights, do like the lightest you can, just to kind of get stuff moving again. But don't strain yourself. Don't do anything crazy, and it'll in time. So for me, it was 6 weeks. In terms of people asking as well, like when is it okay to go back to school or for work, or how long should you take vacation off for the surgery? I would say, honestly, I'd say depending on what you do, but probably 4 weeks you can go back to work, but just be super mindful that you're going to be really swollen. That is maybe what surprised me the most about the surgery, is that everyone says, you know, you're going to be, it's 6 months for swelling. Everyone says 6 months to a year. And people say how you look after a year is how you're pretty much going to look. For me, that wasn't the case. I feel like my face started settling in after about a year and a half, close to 2 years. I still had residual swelling when I look back at videos or pictures after about a year and a half. So it takes a while. Mind you, I had the double jaw surgery. People have, if you just have your underbite, I think it's faster, but I had both. So yeah, I was really swollen, and my ass thought that after 6 months I was gonna be fine, like I don't really swell much. But no, I still looked pretty weird, if I'm honest. I still looked pretty odd, I feel like. But you have to, like, because they always say don't judge your appearance on how you look for at least the first year. Your swelling is gonna fluctuate. You're gonna be swollen. Think about it. It's a you know, kind of intentional trauma, I guess you can say, to your face. So it's gonna take a while for shit to like settle in, and like there's gonna be numbness. Oh, I also get asked often about numbness. I can basically feel like 97% of my face. It's only right here on the inside of my upper right lip, just a little bit. Like right now when I go like this, I can feel tingles, but all of my face like is back to feeling. I can feel everything, because when you wake up, yes, you are numb. All of this is numb. That's why for me, I didn't feel any pain after surgery, because when you're under the knife, like they're moving nerves around. Therefore, you're kind of numb for like the first couple of weeks. Let's see. I feel like that's basically like all I can really say. It was worth it. The surgery was worth it for me. I mean, it changed I finally able to chew better. I can breathe better. My confidence went up. I'm not going to lie and say it didn't. It definitely went up. And yeah, I can chew better. That's it. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, when I had my braces off, I did a video on this. I got veneers right here, because that's another thing my orthodontist said. She's like, okay, since we extracted the upper right tooth, you're gonna have to like get veneers, because you're not gonna have a tooth. So I was like, yeah. And yeah, that's basically it. A lot of time went into that, getting all this, but it is worth it for anybody. If you're watching this and you're gonna have surgery soon, or you just had it, hang in there. It's gonna be worth it. Be patient. Let's talk in the comments if you want to add anything to this, or if you want to I want to make this a, like I said, safe space to talk about this. I feel like whenever I meet someone that has had this surgery, it's an instant bond. I'm like, yes, like I feel you. Like I know what you've been through, or what you're gonna go through. I hope I don't forget anything as I'm editing this, but if I did, I'll just leave it in the comments down below. So take care. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Adios.